have you beat him?
I will whoop your ass.
Bro, I'll pop that gap right back in that mouth. I'll have you looking like a saber gap tooth tiger. Oh my God, I'll do you dirty. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
You suck.
Hey, if I have though, you though. Oh my, here we go. Hey, not the same fighter. Hey, not the same fighter. Not the same. Hey, when I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say? When I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say?
I was there.
Hey, no, when I put a beat on you. I'm talking about you. You got no power. You got no power.
And you lost. And you still scared him to this day.
No. Bro, I'm gonna knock that gap right back in your mouth. I'm gonna knock that gap into your mouth again. Yeah, you fix the teeth. You fix the teeth. But I'm gonna knock that right back in. I'm gonna push it. Bam. Bam.
It's Shakur's time right now.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey. Like back in the day, right?
It's the biggest fight right here.
No, I thought you was bigger than this, bro.
You know I'm not big. Wait, why do you think I was big?
God, oh man. Wait.
Shakur Stevenson wasted no time stepping into a live interview, delivering a sharp and direct message aimed squarely at Ryan Garcia before the situation had even calmed down.
He's right there, Shakur Stevenson. Let's go. Let's run that. Hey, I want to be a great champion, and I'm not scared of. I fought Devin Haney, I'll fight Shakur Stevenson, I'll fight anybody. Let's go.
You know, Shakur Stevenson, Ryan. Shakur Stevenson was on our DAZN broadcast earlier, said he's levels above you right now. What do you think of that?
The thing is, like, you got to have some type of punching power to get me off you, because it'll be a different style, and I'm not going to hit him light. Nah. Every time I get, I'm put it on him, you know? I want that fight. Shakur, let's get it. I see you, hey, I like the hat. You look fly, but I want that work. Let's get it.
In a composed tone and with intense focus, he made it clear that if Ryan is serious about stepping in next, it won't just be a technical loss. He believes it would end in a decisive and punishing knockout.
Shakur versus Ryan. I think he wiped the floor with him. You know, I don't think Ryan gonna be able to hit Shakur like Barrios. Barrios was right there to be hit. Barrios was too slow. Barrios didn't have no game plan. He followed them the whole fight. And Shakur is not going to be that fighter to be hit on.
What made it unsettling was the way he said it. Like someone who had already seen how everything would play out. No dramatic flair. No shouting. Just calm, controlled confidence. That quiet, calculated presence was far more intimidating than any over-the-top trash talk.
What do we expect from a fighter?
We're very fast. You're going to see people that are quick, back and forth. And Shakur knows that he can't get lazy with me at all. That's why, like, he was looking at me right now and goes, ooh, you're not even big. I'm like, bro, you were scared if I was big? That's crazy. Like, that's what you were scared of? All right. So I got a little glimpse on what he was kind of worried about. But size don't win fights at all. You seen that today. Mario was bigger than me. But I was...
After defeating Mario Barrios, Ryan didn't act like someone content with just a victory. Still charged with adrenaline, he took the microphone and immediately set his sights on Shakur. He spoke about challenging that boxing genius reputation and showing that explosive speed can outmatch technical finesse when it matters most.
What happens in the Shakur fight? How does it end in real life? Decision, knockout?
We'll hit him with a body shot, he's done.
Why the body shot?
He can't take his body shot. We already know.
Really?
Yeah, and he doesn't have a better jab than my son. My son has an awesome jab. We beat him in the amateurs, okay, with the jabs. When Ryan was young, Ryan was only 16 years old. But he qualified 17, 18 with Shakur. Shakur was on that level. So if you're within 2 years, they're gonna put you in that category. Okay, and I said, Ryan, we didn't know Shakur, they didn't know us. But I said, you know what, Ryan, let's work on that jab. Ryan was doing that beautiful jab, pop, pop, pop. I said, okay, that's what we're gonna work on. Let's start off there.
The difference between them feels almost cinematic. Shakur comes across like a calculated technician, calmly anticipating every move and its consequences. Ryan, on the other hand, carries the force of a storm, aggressive, ambitious, and openly calling for the toughest test he can get.
I'm open to all those, you know, whatever. You know, Shakur, somebody that I fought in the amateurs, and we went at it, you know, and I felt like I beat him. But, you know, the politics in the USA boxing at that time were a little different, and I still got a chip on my shoulder. I've been wanting that rematch for a minute. Hopefully we get it. And, you know, when my hand heals,
I'll be looking for that opportunity.
One exudes calculated precision, the other pure explosive energy. If this matchup actually happens, it won't just be a fight. It'll be a clash of styles, fueled by ego, skill, and intense mind games.
Oscar, apologies if you've already been asked about these two opponents, but what do you think a fight with Shakur Stevenson looks like? They talked about fighting each other next. What do you think that fight would look like?
I love the fight. I mean, look, there's so many options there for Ryan now. Everybody wants to fight him. Everybody wants to dethrone the pretty boy, you know? And now that he has a world title, everybody's after him. So yeah, I think it's a matter of just regrouping, let Ryan rest, and he'll make his decision.
Shakur's earlier warning about future battles quickly fades as Henry Garcia takes the mic. And suddenly, it's not a calm post-fight moment. This isn't a simple victory celebration. It's years of frustration, criticism, doubt, and redemption pouring out all at once. The moment he shuts down the rumors about VA, you can feel the protective instinct kick in. He's not just defending a fighter. He's standing up for his son's reputation in real time.
Ryan's been doing testing his entire career. He's fought for interim titles. When he fought Tank Davis, we were doing VADA testing and it wasn't for a title. He's been testing his entire career. Every single time we set up a fight, we sign a contract, there's VADA testing. There's no such thing as dropping out of VADA testing. So all those stories are just fabricated, people trying to hate on Ryan, and they're just excuses for Haney to feel good about himself. You know, Haney wants to have an excuse as to why he got beat up, and that's it. So it's all nonsense.
Then the intensity spikes as he turns on critics like Chris Algieri and others. Every word carries raw emotion. This isn't polished media spin or carefully crafted PR. It's pure parental pride fused with a need for vindication. When he declares, "They don't know my son, I know my son," it lands harder than any technical analysis because this is about identity, not just boxing.
Real quick, I want to go back to the haters because I gotta let this off my chest because I won't be able to sleep. But Chris Algieri, you're a piece of okay? I'm sorry. You and your corny ass partner, okay? Not believing in my son. Sergio Mora, I ran into him and he said, no, your son made me a believer, so I'm not gonna go too hard on him, okay? Robert Garcia, weird, man. Oh, my son can't go over 6 rounds? Sorry, dude. They don't know my son. I know my son, okay? And every father should know their son, like I do.
At the same time, Ryan's energy couldn't be more different. Calm and measured, he thanks his team and talks about diet, discipline, and conditioning, even reflecting on how he used to swing blindly. A story that Loki backs up, reinforcing the new and improved Ryan narrative from camp. On one side, you've got emotional fireworks. On the other, quiet, structured gratitude. The contrast is striking. Henry is battling critics with words, while Ryan is highlighting the system that reshaped him both physically and mentally.
One thing, well, let me say something real quick. I want to thank Golden Boy Promotions. I know people like to put us together as beef. I guess it sells, but, you know, I don't hold grudges, and I always want to keep positivity, and I just want to say thank you for all that you've done in my career.
There's also a quiet nod to Golden Boy right after all the tense exchanges, a subtle sign of strategic maturity cutting through the chaos. When a fighter celebrates progress and preparation rather than just a win, it adds depth. While the father vents years of protective emotion, the moment becomes layered. The victory isn't just a result. It's a personal statement to everyone who questioned the journey.
Let's go. Well, the answer to your question is, yeah, I know he did it for me, but I told him before, we had dinner last night, and I said, you know what, Ryan? I said, I appreciate that. I said, but you know what? You've already won.
The intense, proud energy from Henry takes a sharp turn when Joe Goossen steps up to the mic suddenly. The mood shifts from protective passion to calm, precise honesty. The contrast is striking in real time. Goossen eases in with a light joke about gummies, setting a relaxed tone. But when he points out that this is exactly how Ryan fights, it's clear. This is veteran acknowledgement, not shock, not excuses.
What was your question? What were your thoughts on Ryan's performance? Look, that's exactly how Ryan fights. That's exactly how I knew he was going to fight. We tried to prepare for it as best we could. I think, you know, aside from that knockdown in the first round and a few other shots Ryan landed, we blocked a lot of his shots. Ryan obviously outscored us.
It's just a trainer calling it like it is, acknowledging the stylistic challenge they faced. He admits they prepared for the speed, the movement, and the tricky angles, yet Ryan still outperformed them. That statement lands harder than any sensational headline because it's measured truth, not emotional hype. He even breaks down the inside clinch and the footwork, like a coach visualizing the fight on a mental chessboard. And I can't help thinking, that's a masterclass in technical analysis, wrapped in calm courtesy.
You know, he's tricky. He's great on his feet. He'll tie you up on the inside because that's not his favorite place to be. And then he'll move around and walk you into some shots, and if you stall out, he'll come and get you. You know, he's smart. He's smart, and he's fast, and he's fleet of foot. So he's got a lot going for him. He's champion.
The subtle dig comes when he references the first-round knockdown and a few other key shots, a reminder that pivotal moments mattered more than sheer volume. He then shifts to Barrios' size and weight advantage at 147, striking a careful balance, not making excuses, but acknowledging the physiological reality like a seasoned strategist protecting his fighter's dignity. The coldest line is when he says, "You don't really train Ryan. You collaborate with him." A layered statement that translates to, Ryan is instinct-driven, self-styled, and unpredictable even to elite coaches. When Goossen admits he was provoking Ryan mid-fight just to gauge a reaction, it's subtle veteran mind games, playful yet calculated. Throughout, he gives Ryan full credit, calls him champ, praises his speed and ring IQ, and simultaneously respects Barrios' toughness and effort. No bitterness, no theatrics, just composed, honest realism after a high-stakes fight. One side channels emotional vindication, the other delivers analytical acceptance. That kind of brutally calm insight from a veteran coach tells you more about the dominance of the performance than any loud post-fight rant ever could.
Ryan, I've known Ryan for many years, and I got to tell you, Mario Barrios is a fine young man. I love the kid. He's really a wonderful, classy human being, Mario Barrios, and so is Ryan. We're all friends. It's a small community, the boxing community. So I'm happy for Ryan, and I'm sad for Mario Barrios. You know, he put a lot of work. Jonathan and I trained Mario. We put in close to 3 months of a training camp with him, and it was serious, hard work. We were doing round after round of training. Now, I will tell you, and I don't make excuses for anybody, Mario, you saw how much bigger he is than Ryan. He had to make 147 pounds. I think it's going to be the last time.
Goossen's calm, almost professor-like honesty about Ryan doing exactly what he wants shifts into a completely different cinematic energy the moment Wade jumps in, shouting about domination. And it hits me. The analytical respect from the losing corner and this explosive breakdown are describing the same fight from two emotional angles, colliding at once. Wade points out that Ryan opened the fight as if the whole world was watching. Not just aggressive, but asserting psychological control, storming the center of the ring and never letting up. He keeps hammering the jab to right hand combination, reinforcing the narrative shift. This isn't the old left hook focused Ryan. It's upgraded, calculated violence with layered setups. When Wade highlights the first right hand that visibly hurt Barrios, it marks a turning point that can't be spun away. The momentum didn't creep in, it detonated. Even as he acknowledges Barrios' toughness, Wade still calls it a decisive performance, echoing Goossen's earlier tone of measured acceptance without making excuses.
Mario Barrios, one tough SOB. He was not going to get knocked out in the first round, and come to find out he wasn't going to get knocked out at all, but that was a tone setter for the fight. And it was like, from that moment on, Ryan had almost zero issue with Barrios, and Barrios had no answers for anything Ryan was doing. And again, I told you, go back and watch my video. Yes, the left hook was prevalent and it landed in this fight, and Ryan was devastating with it, but it would be the right hand. It would be the hand that everyone forgot that Ryan Garcia had. And one, to be fair, he hadn't shown had been as devastating as his lead hand for a very long time. That would be the difference maker.
The Real kicker comes when Wade says boxing needed this version of Ryan. That's not just hype, it's industry insight. A focused, dominant, aggressive Ryan brings back star power and unpredictability, all in one package. And let's be honest, that kind of performance fuels storylines far better than a safe, controlled fight ever could. Then the focus shifts to Shakur, and the tone moves from celebration to danger. Now it's a matchup of speed and explosiveness versus surgical precision. Wade even questions whether this evolved Ryan could surprise Shakur again. A bold, risky, and entertaining take. He highlights the right-hand improvement and sustained 12-round intensity, quietly dismantling the old narrative about Ryan's past mental lapses. Yet here's the reality colliding in my mind. Dominating Barrios proves Ryan is world-class, but Shakur presents a completely different challenge. This isn't about toughness, it's a mental chess match. And if this newly disciplined, aggressive Ryan, armed with a functional jab and sharp right hand, shows up again, the possibilities are electrifying.
Again, it was shocking to see Barrios dominated like that. Like, Barrios has been stopped, right? He's been beaten. There was no pillar-to-post beating that I've ever seen anyone put on Mario Barrios like Ryan Garcia did tonight. And again, the variety in the shots, upstairs, downstairs, the lead hook. He would frame with the jab, which is something I love when fighters do. He would 1-2-1 and frame with that lead hand. And then when Barrios got past the lead hand, bang, left hook, pivot out, right hand. It was like he had an answer for everything.
Now that potential matchup stops feeling like a fantasy and starts looking like a real clash of styles the sport can't ignore. Step back from all the noise, Shakur's warnings, Henry's emotional speeches, Goossen's calm honesty, and WD's explosive breakdown. And the story isn't just that Ryan won. It's that the entire narrative landscape shifted in a single night. On one side, you had surgeon-like confidence dissecting levels and knockouts. On the other, a disciplined, sharp, and more dangerous Ryan answered with performance and execution, leaving behind the chaotic image critics once attached to him. A father defending legacy, a veteran coach accepting reality with composure, analysts shouting domination, and a rival quietly circling, already studying the tape. This isn't just post-fight drama. It's the spark of the next major storyline. The conversation evolves from can Ryan stay focused to can this upgraded, violent, disciplined Ryan solve boxing's toughest technical puzzle? That's where it gets cinematic. Power versus precision, instinct versus control, and chaos versus calculation. If this trajectory holds, the Barrios fight won't be the peak. It'll be the ignition point for a much bigger showdown at the elite level. The ultimate question now is simple but dangerous. Will Ryan's explosive evolution break through Shakur's surgical defense? Or will Shakur's IQ neutralize that momentum? Drop your take in the comments. Let's get into it. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters.